Let's take a look at some business stories now. In a battle to bring down runaway inflation, the South African Reserve Bank has increased the repo rate by 75 basis points to 5.5%. Consumers will have to further tighten their belts as economic times get tougher. Our reporter Kopano Gumbi has more.
The MPC decided to increase the repurchase rate by 75 basis points to 5.50% per year with effect from the 22nd of July 2022.
It is one of the most severe rate hikes the bank has done in 2 decades. But given the sharp increase in essential goods, a more aggressive stance was inevitable.
Local food price inflation is also revised up and is now expected to be 7.4% in 2022 and 6.2% in 2023. The food price inflation forecast for 2024 is unchanged at 4.2%. The bank's forecast of headline inflation for this year is revised higher to 6.5%. Higher food, fuel, and core inflation are expected to keep headline inflation elevated at 5.7% in 2023.
The other risk to the economy remains our intermittent power supply. Higher stages of load shedding will contribute to a decline in activity.
It does need to be looked at because it has been a hindrance for quite some time. And in fact, I would anchor our anemic economic growth levels around, 3 factors. One of technology, particularly energy, 2, labor absorption, and then 3, our ability to attract and allocate capital efficiently. And you see these 3 areas have been, largely self-inflicted.
Many consumers will be looking to see where they get extra money to cope with rising prices. But the seemingly aggressive stance the Reserve Bank has taken is to protect the future income and purchasing power of consumers.
There will be a demand for higher wage increases to compensate for this higher inflation so that your disposable income does not become eroded. But now, in terms of how a company's input costs work, that adds further pressure. So the next question then is, where does it stop? So the role of the central bank is then to try and curtail that spiraling effect so that inflation can come back over the medium term. And therefore, in that way, the consumer spending power of consumers is then protected.
This is not the end of the rating cycle for the Reserve Bank, and South Africans can continue to expect a hike from upcoming meetings. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Kopano Gumbi in Johannesburg.